The sun ain't even up yet, I'm thinking about the chick. Wow. Woke up in the morning, bust down me a brick. Gave Metro $1 million, told him not to quit. He still on the zone 6, Gucci really rich. Put the keyboard in the kitchen, fuck some amazing grit. Jimmy Hitchman with the chill, man, I sold a lot of shit. Heard I kept them man allegedly, but I didn't bust it. The way they mixing up the medicine, I might just grow some drip. It's a bad bitch on the elevator, I'ma let her in. Let your hater be a motivator, I can't let you win. Evil genius, human calculator, stack it by the 10. Put the Lambo on the elevator, bring it to the den. Put the Mustang by the balcony, I'm fly like Peter Pan. I'm so glad they turned their back on me, cause we weren't really friends. And it ain't even 10, and I woke up on a 10. And I don't need no pen, all I don't need no pad. The sun ain't even up yet, I'm thinking about the chick. Woke up in the morning, bust down me a brick. Gave Metro $1 million, told him not to quit. He still on the zone 6, Gucci really rich. Put the keyboard in the kitchen, fuck some amazing grits. Jimmy Hitchman with the chill, man, I sold a lot of shit. Heard I kept them man allegedly, but I didn't bust it. The way they mixing up the medicine, I might just grow some drip. Gotta keep them snipers with me, dog. I got more enemies than 50, dog. He popped a burger, said he nodding off. On higher look, they just might pop it off. 11 o'clock, she popped the nutter off. That bitch so bougie, yeah, she bad enough. That bitch so thick, you know she lit enough. It's Gucci, man, you know it's bricks involved. The sun ain't even up yet, I'm thinking about the chick. Woke up in the morning, bust down me a brick. Gave Metro $1 million, told him not to quit. He still on the zone 6, Gucci really rich. Put the keyboard in the kitchen, fuck some amazing grits. Jimmy Hitchman with the chill, man, I sold a lot of shit. Heard I kept them man allegedly, but I didn't bust it. The way they mixing up the medicine, I might just grow some drip.
Today, we're going to talk about the early MLB games. We're going to craft up the A team and B team live on stream. And let's catch the squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. I really want to fade Tiger today. I hate saying that. It doesn't feel right. I mean, who else has the sack to do it?
How are we not pairing this with Judge? Fading the GOAT, I feel like a Judge pairing is required.
You know, Jovan, I could be convinced, and I think I am.
The Sooners to take care of business by 4+ runs tonight.
I think the offense for Oklahoma really picks it up when we have Kyson Witherspoon on the mound. I will take my chances that the offense is going to do enough to get this into a pretty ugly game.
There's not enough glue guys to go around, Jovan. They got no glue guys in that locker room in Philly. Zero. They got the opposite. They got the most toxic team of all time. They don't give a hoot. Let's leave them in the big 2-4.
Have to.
At least for now.
Crabs,
I would have taken Peebles if he was up there.
I'm gonna mute.
Dude, there's no way we're talking about sped up videos.
Dude, he was cooking. He was absolutely cooking. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Wednesday, episode 668 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not tracking your bets on Bookit yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. It could be a great time to do that this summer, okay, as we get to some warmer weather, as we start hitting the diamonds. Maybe you start tracking your bets over there on Bookit Sports, or at least go check out that app. A ton of features on there besides just tracking your bets. Jovan, happy Wednesday. Hope you had a good start to your day. We got some day baseball to sweat up here soon. Let's fucking go. Sure we can. And you're muted. Okay.
But, of course, we are riding you over in this game.
Okay.
Fading.
We got G. Fernandez coming in hot with the resub as well 2 minutes ago. Let's go, G. Fernandez. Sure we can. He said, fuck Skeens. Wow. Oh, some fighting words there from our guy, G. Fernandez. Okay. Couple early games here, Jovan. Couple early games here. And like you said, a game that starts up here in 3 minutes. We got Jack Leiter. We got Hunter Green. And we got an over. And we got a Reds ML. And hopefully more than 2.5 runs that Jack Leiter gives up. And hopefully somehow Hunter Green gives up as many runs as possible with the Reds still coming through with an ML win. Okay, so I don't know how that works out, but yeah, let's get that to be the case and how this game plays out today. Rangers Reds starts up in 3 minutes.
Frankly, I mean,
Okay.
I think it's, as much as I am fading Hunter Green as a part of it, I think it's probably going to lie more on Jack Leiter.
Yeah, shed watch for that one square that lost. Sure. Sure, Money Talk Sports. Sounds good, brother. All right, let's keep moving to grooving, Jovan. Before we get to the recaps, I do want to make sure we talk about all these games that start up here early today and make sure the people are loaded up, have plenty of ammunition for these early day games. Any thoughts on Royals Brewers or, Skeens Day against Pepioid, your boys, before we hop into the recaps and the plays for today?
Yeah. So, I mean, the Royals game is tough because I kind of would want to back them off of their performance last night, which was Moose, and I'm sure we'll bitch about in a couple minutes. But the thing with the Brewers, too, is like their lineup right now is not good against lefties. And something you're kind of worried about coming into the season. They haven't shown a bit of life against many pitchers outside of, I don't know, a little bit last night. But until they show me that they can do something against lefties, I can't really trust them. So I definitely lean good Reagan's game.
Sure. Yeah, I could so see that. Another gem from Reagan's here. Well, not another one. He had a pretty shitty start, but he's had plenty of gems in the last year or so. Juiced Crane coming in with a resub. What's the play in the Reds Rangers? W21 month resub there for Juice Crane. Love to see it. The Reds and the over in that game. It starts up here in literally 1 minute. We're blessed with some day baseball. Let's fucking go. Well, all I have to say is Skeens, Pepioid combo strikeouts must be in a lineup today. Geek Dude, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I was saying something kind of similar on the BTL call before stream today. I don't disagree. Jovan, I think I like both those guys to go out there and, do job and get their strikeouts. Thought it was weird that they both have normal strikeout squares, but they're both hidden behind some goblin squares on PrizePicks. So maybe PrizePicks doesn't want you to see they got some normal squares.
Yeah.
Take them more of that on.
We'll see. Hopefully they
Pretty
let
weird.
the entire world get both of those.
Yeah,
It'd be fantastic.
Sure. I need to hear that square money talk. Everybody on Skeens Nerfy today, yay lads, is talking about. Not really surprised there, right? With a good first start for Pepioid and with it being Skeens with the total at 7. But if everybody's on that Nerfy, that might be cake.
Yep. Just like everybody was on the Cubs Nerfy yesterday and their 3 runs before an out was made.
Just need a simple 6. Could be Carlos Correa Day. We'll talk about him in a moment here. Why don't we go ahead and do the W/L recaps from yesterday, and then we'll hop in, talk a little bit more about these baseball games starting up here, chat. For now, when we hop in, do some recaps here, we'll pull up the squad ride from yesterday. Moose shit play.
Horrible. So much Moose across the slate. That one hurt the most.
It was always the Brewers ML, man.
Always was. That was always the one to give Krabs the nod.
Yeah. That's all right. We'll bounce back today with the squad ride W. Need to get our first W of, what are we, in April right now? First squad ride W of April.
Yeah.
Okay, 0 for 1 so far. Let's bounce back. Let's bounce back today. And let's turn whether it's baseball play, NBA, NHL, whatever the hell it is, let's turn a play green. That's all that matters.
Sure.
Okay? All right, W's. We got this day game starting up here. Keep us updated, Gootsy, if you see anything going on. Don't be a stranger. Okay? Theory on the Brewers pen was solid. Can't complain. Yeah, we just needed some more offense from the other sides. And we really did not get it.
We're cheeks with Risp.
We did not get it.
Did not.
Okay. We'll love a Seager nuke. I believe Seager got scratched.
Not even playing.
He's resting. Yeah, not playing in this game today, but that's okay. All right, chat. Let's take a peep at the Sharp report from yesterday. See how we did overall. Not our best work.
Really bad.
What are we doing taking overs in games where we got less than squares?
Great point.
Chad Patrick, have a day, kid.
Dave's him.
Have a day. 2 names, no runs. 2 first names. Of course, he's got 2 names.
1 pitch, 1.
Okay, sure we can. Wow.
Sure.
Chad Patrick, have a day, kids. Had some great defense behind him as well. Incredible. Was always UC Irvine. Was it PrizePicks? What a comeback.
Yeah, wasn't until the end.
What a comeback from Irvine. Churio sold so many green slips. Yeah, he did. I'm not going to lie. He did.
So many.
That's
dude.
okay.
So
That's
many.
okay, though. You can't expect perfection every day. All you can do is work hard and try to attain it. And if you don't, you try again the next day, right? You got to have that memory like a goldfish. All right. 3 sharp report. Sharp report 3-man without Barrios was almost Mook. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Jovan, let's bounce back today. Interesting NIT championship. Don't think it's today. It's probably what?
Thursday. Tomorrow.
They give them a day off. I did want to address this, though, because we were talking UC Irvine. You got Chattanooga's playing their fucking asses off. I don't know if you've had a chance to tune in, Jovan. I know you've been a lot, very baseball heavy. We need you for baseball. We need you on the diamond right now. But have you had eyes on this Chattanooga squad throughout the NIT at all? They are showing immense. They're
I've had some eyes.
heart.
I've had some eyes. They're a goated squad.
And they got a really good backcourt, 2 stud guards, and they're balling. They're playing their best ball of the season. They're playing together. They had a great post-game interview after that game last night where the entire team came over. They kind of did the interview together. You could tell. Cohesive unit. An absolute team. And that's probably why they're playing really well and beating some, blue blood name schools or some power conference schools. And they're beating some really good mid-majors on their way to the NIT championship. They play UC Irvine on Thursday. That's going to be must-see TV. I'll tell you right now, I'll be on Chattanooga. It's going to have to be done. And Jovan, there's an interesting angle to this game. Okay, because one of the best players on UC Irvine, the Anteaters, actually transferred from Chattanooga after his freshman season. Miles Chet. I don't know if you've seen this kid play, but he's a baller, only a sophomore. So he was at Chattanooga for his freshman year. Yeah, sure. And had a pretty good freshman season, averaged like 8 points a game, nothing to write home about. Not like the best freshman in the country, but solid for a freshman, getting that much production out there. He transfers to UC Irvine. He's like their second or third best player. Revenge narrative. He'll be facing off against his former squads. I'm going to be all over Chattanooga. I think Che might have a off night on Thursday, but we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow when we get there, Jovan. Okay?
Sure.
For now, we'll talk some baseball and dive into some winners. Looks like we got a base runner.
Yep.
Rumor has it.
Playing for Walt.
Some in the plat for a potential jock nuke right here to start us off.
Sure. Hunter Green walking people. We got 1 out. We got a man on first. We'll see how it goes. What are you guys sweating in chat right now in this game? I know you guys got action. I know you guys got PrizePicks squares. I know you got plays. Let me know. Let me know so I know what to root for. Okay. Yeah, we got a couple recaps here. We'll take a peep at Dinger Tuesday and see how we did. I mean, just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they're like
Paul
20
DeYoung.
nukes. Paul
DeYoung,
DeYoung
plus
needs his
750.
big 3 moment, Krabs.
Shout out Bangaliers.
It was a value play.
Bangladesh
Yeah, Goots hit
had.
his. Sure he can. Goots hit his. I'll tell you what, we're not going to make the same mistake twice. We're getting Goots on this graphic next week. That's for sure. This is Goots' specialty right here, Dinger Tuesday, and we're out here leaving him off.
He needs to find his guy this year. Could be Bangaliers.
It might be Bangaliers. What a start.
I try not to go with the guys that are on my fantasy team because it's a little too biased, but I mean,
Yep.
could be. Could be.
We got Nerfy Chad coming in hot, resubbing as well. Let's go, Nerfy Chads. Sure we can. 2 words, Chad. Sure we can. Goots needs his flowers. He does. You know he'll get them. W. Goots, great call. Stay hot, kid. Stay hot. All right. W's. We got a TNT 2-piece. I mean, you can't even make it up. Guys, you can't make it up. And W. Ramble coming in, dropping a resub there. 2 goats, 1 screen. How about it, Ramble? W's. W. Ramble. If you guys aren't following them, make sure you get over there. Drop a follow. Mook, how about this 2-piece in the NBA? How about another TNT 2-piece? W. Mook. He said he hit Grayson Allen, 3-3 and 4-4 threes ladder parlay last night. Holy shit.
Sure.
Were they banging threes left and right? These 2 gents up here?
Yeah.
2 Krabs
Grayson
guys?
Allen. Grayson Allen was going stupid in the 4th. I think he had it with 20 points. He's the highest scorer.
Grayson Allen's him.
Not named Booker.
I've really grown to enjoy Grayson Allen's game. He's aged like a fine wine out there on the court. He was kind of a jerk growing up and, Duke kid and, privileged and tripping people and kind of an asshole and like your token Duke player that 99% of people kind of hate unless you're an alumni at Duke, right? Or you're just a fan of them for some reason. He's aged like a fine wine out there. He's a leader of that team. He's got gray hairs. He still plays the same, which is the craziest part. the guys out here sprinting around the three-point arc, hitting fadeaway threes. They're going in. So I watched him hit a game winner or a three to go to overtime earlier this season. We've been on the Suns. And I'm watching him, and I'm like, is that Devin Booker or is that Grayson Allen moving out there? Right? He moves like he's still, 20, 25 years old. He's still got it. Let's not forget he was a child prodigy. Jovan, Grayson Allen growing up, the kid was dunking when he was like 5 years old or whatever and was on the covers of these magazines. And he was, the next big thing. Supposed to be a star. And his game has aged like a fine wine out there. He's fun to watch. I've been very impressed.
Sure.
Vegas says he's still a jackass. Is he still a jackass? Does he still do stuff like that on the courts? I thought he was kind of mellowed a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really done anything. He's not in the position to need to do it now.
Like he's not even in the spots to really be a scumbag that much anymore, right? He comes off the bench. I don't know. I've grown to like him. I've grown to like Grayson Allen and respect his game, especially after last night, coming through on that TNT 2-piece. I don't know how we do it, Jovan. We don't even deserve cashing the TNT 2-piece. Maybe it's just, the gambling gods upstairs looking out for us, turning something green.
It's just funny that like
cashing the TNT 2-piece.
That of all things, just the random NBA lineups is what just always hits.
Yes, it hits every week. I'll say it again. It does not get enough love, and it hits every week, chat. So maybe next Tuesday, you guys will tap in, you'll tail that puppy, and I'll see some more lineups, some more screenshots on the feed. I don't know what else we got to do. Get some trash cans out, start banging on like the Astros. What more do we have to do here? They smack. And shout out Nikhil Alexander Walker, stud. Absolute stud. He's him.
Yep.
So fun to watch.
Legit.
All right, we got a hype train moving and grooving. We got Mook coming in, dropping a resub as well. They smack like the torpedo bat. Sure they can. And how about that grand slam for the Diamondbacks last night to cake that under? That was fun.
Eugenio Suarez Bonds.
He's literally the best player in the league.
Legit.
He might be.
Already in the hole.
He had one heck of a season last year.
Yeah, now at least.
Nobody gives a hoot. Nobody's talking about his season last year. He had a great year last year.
Yeah.
Great year. Great start to the season this year, too. Yeah. All right. Middle of the first in the Rangers and Reds game. Pretty sure you guys are already ahead of me, though. But
all
right, let's get
started on the bottom.
Let's get some Reds runs going, if you don't mind. Some Reds runs going.
Would love that.
Okay. Yeah, Nikhil, have a day, kid, because that graphic we put up does not do him justice. Is that the final stat line there, Pega and chat?
No.
26, 8, and 7?
Chat is, yeah.
Dude, I didn't know he finished with that.
Yeah. Well, it's also because the game went into double OT, had 280 points. So that helped, of course. But
certainly helps.
He was green on his 15 line before half.
Yeah, you're right, Big Cheesy. I got some recency bias. It was a tale of two halves for him last year. You're not wrong. Lots of wins in Cincy. Which way is it blowing, BP? Is it blowing in or is it blowing out? Hopefully the latter.
But wind really doesn't matter in Great American Ballpark very much.
Yeah, I'd still had a pitching wedge to get the top field.
Yeah, it's like the least affected park for wind by a lot.
Really?
Yeah. It could be blowing straight in and it really doesn't matter.
Interesting. Is it just the way they built it?
Yeah.
The wind doesn't affect the play?
Doesn't affect it very much now.
Cool. All right. Well, let's see if we can get a leadoff guy on base here. And while we watch that and see how that plays out, chat, maybe we can talk about some of these other early games that we haven't addressed yet. We got plenty of games on the diamond for today. And we got a hype train moving and grooving. We appreciate all you guys. What's up, Coop Eagle? How we doing, Beast? Krabs, are you on the Nats season win total? Yes. Dodgers were down 1-0. The Wolves were down by 2.5. Dodgers minus 1.5. And Wolves ML parlay fed families. W big bats. Sure he can. Mikkel's saying the wind is affecting the camera. That's crazy. All right, let's lock in here. If you guys got bets in this game going right now, I'm rooting for you guys. Let me know in the chat what you guys are sweating out. We appreciate all you guys in here, moving and grooving in the YouTube chats and on Twitch. Okay, let's have a day, Coop Eagle. Sure we can. Jovan, we already kind of mentioned and talked about the Reagans-Peralta game a little bit here. I'll be honest, I like the Brew Crew on the ML. Do I want to go back to them 2 days in a row? Probably not. But if I had to bet something in that game, that's probably where I would lean and maybe even a square under in this game. But the juice is not moving in that direction. I think the under opened up minus 120, 7.5. Now we're seeing pretty, evened up lines, -110 both sides. Depends on where you look, but not a great sign, I feel like, for, the way I wanted to attack that total. Maybe it's just the Brew Crew on the ML again here.
Yeah, I can respect it. I don't think
Brew
they're going to
Crew
score
ML
very
and
much to
square
do
under.
it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I can get down with the under script.
And you kind of like Reagan's little bounce back start here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Brewers offense really got to show me something against lefties.
Yeah, cold start. Are you locking in Pepioid on the ML?
Yeah.
Against Skeens? You are.
It's already locked. Me and Raver and
It's
Berg.
already locked. Okay. You and Raver and Berg, sure, because Rav is taking the Pirates every game this
Every
season.
game. Yep.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd feel pretty good, taking the names off the jerseys on the front for these two squads and the record so far this season. Just looking at, who's pitching today, I guess, Skeens versus Pepioid. I'd say it looks like the Rays are the sharp side here, and they probably should be getting, a little less respect against Paul Skeens, one of the best young arms in baseball. But Pepioid looked great in that first outing. The Rays do look good so far this season. They're 4-1, right? Like I said, though, I feel like the records are making this. I guess that maybe the Rays are getting some respect because they're 4-1 start, and the Pirates are still the Pirates, and they're 1-5, Jovan, and maybe that has something to do with the line being a little tighter. But I still thought it was kind of weird seeing the line this short. I was expecting a plus sign next to the Rays.
Yeah,
I thought we'd see a plus sign next to the Rays.
The Pirates are hard to, I don't know, hard to price because, I mean, they're a horrendous horrendous lineup. Yep. It's just how much weight do you give Skeens? Like even in taking the Rays, I don't think they're going to go out there and put up 8 runs on Skeens. It's going to be scratch and claw a couple, and then hopefully get to the bullpen and dive in.
We got 2 outs in this game, Rangers and Reds, and we got Ellie up at the dish.
Sure.
Okay. Come on, Ellie. Do something cool.
Well betters.
Do something cool, please, brother. All right, Jovan. I kind of like the Rays on the ML. I could get there. I could be convinced. Thought there was some respect for Pepioid against Skeens. But hey, it's still the Pirates. It's still a rat shit lineup. And the Rays are off to a great start this season, 4-1. Yeah. So that could have something to do with it. I still think it's weird, though.
Great start, but horrible opposition.
Yeah, you're right.
They really haven't looked all that good.
Yeah. Okay. Kikuchi versus Gray. How about it? Kikuchi versus Gray. How about the Cardinals? They've already got 3 wins, but they're coming off of back-to-back L's. I believe they swept that first series. And then now 2 straight losses for the Cardinals, who are at home now. Do you like them coming off of back-to-back L's against the Angels, who were off to a surprising 4-1 start, 4 straight wins after an opening day out? Impressive.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. And I really think this lineup kind of matches up pretty well against Kikuchi, too, which I've always kind of felt like I was back and forth on what I kind of thought Kikuchi would be for the Angels, because it's the Angels, so like something always goes wrong with these signings that they overpay for. But I was just looking at it, trying to figure out what exactly I thought would happen to him. So I kind of want to be in on fading him a little early, especially against this lineup that has like a bunch of righties that see the ball well against lefties, plus a bunch of lefties that are big time reverse splits guys, or just hit lefties well, like Newpar, who's on fire to begin the season. Like Brendan Donovan's always been a great lefty hitter. So I think this is a spot where, especially since there's like weather involved too, this is the wind game where it's going pretty hard out. And that's why the total, you could say, is at 8.5 with these 2 pitchers. So I think we get Cards bats wake up big time.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to play the Cards on the money line here. I just don't know if I want to lay -150, and I really don't like Sonny Gray. I'm kind of with you. If anybody out there listening to the pods, I feel like Jovan did a pretty good job talking about Sonny Gray on there a little bit. Kind of down on him this year. I don't love laying -150 with a veteran arm. I think is, going to take a step back this season, but I also kind of want to fade Kikuchi, and I feel like this is some respect for the Cardinals coming off of 2 losses against a red-hot Angels team. I know it's still the Cardinals versus the Angels, so you're going to get a little bit more line respect there for the home team here than you typically would, but -150 against the Angels' new ace with how good they've looked on 4 straight wins, I kind of want to fade and get involved here, so don't be surprised if you guys see me locking in the Cardinals here in the next couple minutes, and I'll let you know if I do.
Yeah, I also want to mention the game last night when the extras lot of pitchers used out of the bullpen, a lot of runs. Cardinals kind of some heartbreak there. They came back in the 10th and then tried to do it again in the 11th after giving up 3 runs in the top half.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like the Cardinals. I like that play, Krabs.
Sure. Just got to lay a little juice. But who wants to lay minus 150 with the Cards, especially after that bullshit last night? Probably not many people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, back-to-back extra inning games. That is kind of sketch.
Definitely hurts the Angels a lot more than it hurts the Cards. So,
Okay. Bullpen-wise, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
see. Find some usage. But, I mean,
Sure.
just in general, Angels bullpen, holy shit, they're bad, but holy shit, they've used every single arm available. And the Cardinals are not that much far behind, or that far behind, but they at least have some guys in the back burner that didn't pitch on Monday.
How about a Luke and Baker bomb?
Luke and Baker goaded. I mean, you're getting them from one of those righties. I think they're hitting 3 in a row between Wilson Contreras, who just got the day off but pinch hit, and he's 0 for to start the year. It looked horrible. Back in the lineup, then I think it's Luke and Baker, lefty killer, power guy, and then it's Arenado, who nobody's really talking about, but he's been really solid to start the year. He's crushing the baseball, and he's had some really good at bats. So between those guys, that's probably a run or two early off Kikuchi right there.
Who's the reliever on the Angels who just skipped the minors and is just already in mid-career form? Stud with glasses.
Ben Joyce? Or no, the
No, you're not talking about Ben Joyce. For the
I
Angels?
know Ben Joyce. Yes.
Oh, the guy from Ryan Johnson from DBU.
Yes. Yes. That kid's a beast. Although he has a 12.5 ERA right now, but I can tell he's going to be a beast.
Yeah, well, he's
gonna be
back.
he's definitely not pitching today because he pitched the last 2 days. So
Yeah, he's toast.
same with
Well,
McDaniels. I don't
yeah,
know
they're
who you're
overusing him.
able to see for the Angels today, other than maybe like Brock Burke, Rangers
Right.
legend.
And to be honest with you, that could have something to do with why the Cardinals are minus 150 in this spot.
Yeah,
Huh?
probably could be.
Okay. Yeah, cool story for that guy, Ryan Johnson. Just Disney fast pass through the minors. Went straight from college to the press. You don't see that very often. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. All right. Let's talk about some of these other early starts. How about the Twins? How about the White Sox? I do like Pablo Lopez, less than 4.5 hits allowed for a couple reasons. Took that square on PrizePicks, and I paired it with Jack Leiter, more than 2.5 earned runs, and tweeted that puppy out. So that's what I'm sweating out for the early games here, chat. But yeah, I wanted to back Pablo Lopez to go out there and shove against a White Sox team that I know they've lost 3 of their last 4, but they're still overperforming to start the season, which is crazy to say because they're 2-3. People probably would have expected them to be 0 for or 1-4 at this point, and they've had some pretty good games. They put up some runs. And I'll tell you what, this Burke guy had one heck of a start. I think he started for opening day for the White Sox,
Yeah, just lights out.
and pitched a shutout. It was unbelievable. As contrarian and nasty as I wanted to get here and take, the Twins on the ML as a parlay piece or shit, maybe even an alt line, this low total scares me a little bit. And the fact that the Twins bats just look abysmal. They look still in REM sleep right now at this point of the season. I mean, I want to back Carlos Correa today, but that guy hasn't sniffed a baseball all year so far, and he's got zero effort and looks like he doesn't give a hoot. But I know at one point this Twins team is going to start to get going. But my way of backing them today was taking Pablo less than hits allowed because I think he goes out there and shoves. And I think there's a chance with some rain here in the picture that there could potentially be a delay and maybe you see his start get cut a little bit short.
Yeah, I think there already is a delay.
Is there already a delay?
Yeah.
Damn, I was hoping they were going to get started. And then there's going to be maybe a mid-game delay, and that would end up cutting Pablo's start short. So I still like it, even if he gets a full outing in. But that's just an Uncle Phil bonus pick there if the start ends up getting cut short.
The Dodgers just got a stray Reese. You got to be kidding me.
Okay. How?
Because they DFA'd him. The A's did.
DFA'd him?
Yes.
What are they smoking over there?
Not sure. They don't like him. They literally sent him down last year when he was one of their hottest hitters.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something behind the scenes here that we just don't know about because that makes zero baseball sense. Jovan?
I mean, I don't think that's really going to do anything for them. But there's
you don't
definitely
think it's
some
needs.
No, I mean he's not going to play. So I mean, it's really not going to matter. But it's definitely something weird. He was a good asset for the A's. I don't know what the whole issue is.
Yeah, maybe his success was a little bit over exaggerated because he's on the Moose Shit team. I don't know. I thought he's a pretty good, fun young player, but
Yeah, I mean,
there's
he was
got to
fun.
be
He was
something behind the
funny. He
scenes.
was fast. He'll pinch run.
Sure, he might be. Yeah, he might pitch run for the Dodgers in the playoffs. Sure,
He'll do what Kiermaier did when he was healthy for the team.
All right. Wow, Rangers quick 3 up, 3 down. Jesus, that might have been the quickest half inning of all time. What are we doing?
WAB from Smith though. W Berg.
Is he getting the pitches up or something?
I mean, we take a double-digit pitch AB.
Yeah.
If you're not scoring runs.
Quality at bat, folks. Coach used to tell me in high school, you see 6 or 7 pitches, that's a win, even if you get out. Get that pitch count up.
Is it a hot take that I think Dylan Cruz should be batting leadoff? It's probably the worst take of all time right now.
Wow, Higher Destiny would love to hear that sell job. Like, I would love to hear it. I need to know what's going on in that brain. Yeah, Dylan Cruz still looking for that first base knock of the season. He looks lost out there at the dish. But, hey, I will say, maybe this is where he's coming from. The same thing happened with CJ Abrams when he first got called up. He looked like rat shit. He played terrible, no effort, no heart, no speed on the base paths, no smiles out there on the fields. Next thing you know, Dave Martinez out of nowhere puts him in the leadoff spot. I'm screaming at the fucking cloud saying, what are we doing rewarding this kid for sucking? Next thing you know, he morphs into CJ Abrams right now, the guy that we know and love. So, hey, maybe it would be the worst idea of all time, but I think they already got their leadoff hitter right now.
Yeah.
Right? If they didn't have one, sure.
CJ.
Exactly. Can we get Seablez on the Sharp Report? You guys want to get Seablez on BTL? You want him on here for the Sharp Report? Could make that happen. Not today, but if that's something you guys want, let me know. And 1 pitch, 1 out for the Reds. I bet. Yeah, you want to get to it, Goots? Okay. We went over the early games on the diamond here. We'll circle back and talk about the rest of the games this afternoon and just on the diamond in general. But yeah, let's hit the Sharp Report. Let's talk about our favorite straight bets that we've got for today, chat. Let's get in there. All right. W's. We got straight bets for you guys. We don't have PrizePicks squares for you yet, but we will this afternoon when we post the graphics. So, and we're also going to craft up the A team and the B team live on this stream and get you guys right with two lineups for today. But yeah, let's start out with some straight bets. Jovan, I'm liking the under in this Red Sox game. How about the under? And the total I think is dropped what? Or we'll start with the Tigers and Mariners, 6.5. Square under. Apologies, I was talking about the Red Sox game, but let's go with the square under 6.5, low total, and for good reason in this game today, Jovan. I think Skubal and Castillo go out there and do job. I'll say it. I think these two gents go out there and pitch their fucking hearts out. Skubal did not have the best start, right, to open up the season, so I guess you could say I'm getting a little contrarian or maybe trying to be a little sharp there. Sure. Castillo looks solid, and I think he looks solid once again at home, pitching at T-Mobile this afternoon, which is like a really early start for them out there in Seattle. I think we could get some sleepy bats out there on the West Coast in this game. Probably my favorite play on the diamond today. And Seattle coming off of, 1-4 loss in their last game. I wouldn't be shocked if Seattle ends up pulling off a win here. I don't hate them at plus 110 on the ML. I think this game will be really close. But I'm expecting a 3-2 type game. Tops. This one's going to be a snooze fest. Put this one on the background if you're trying to take a nap this afternoon. You're going to get a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel between Skubal and Castillo. Love the under 6.5.
Sure. And then, so you got two nap times up here, right?
Yeah. We'll circle back to the nap time number 2.
Well, you could go there. You could talk about that because that's where I guess I'll be going next.
Okay. The under in the Red Sox and the O's game. Let's talk about it. Crochet and Eflin. Crochet just got paid. So typically don't love backing unders there, backing guys to do well after they just got paid. But I think he goes out there and absolutely carves up this Orioles lineup like Thanksgiving turkey. Sorry, Goots. And then Eflin, on the other hand, who had a pretty solid opening day start as well. I think he goes out there and does the job against the Red Sox and against the struggling bats like Devers and Co., who look like they're lost up there at the dish. Yeah, I want to fade the bats. Both teams coming off of overs in their last game against, the same opponent in that 8-5 game. I want to fade the offenses, and I want to back I don't know if it's square. I guess it kind of is with Crochet involved, but Eflin's also involved, and these two offenses are pretty fun to watch as well. And the Orioles have been good so far to start the season, at least. The Red Sox, we know, are better than they've been performing, but I thought this total dropping from 8 to 7.5 was a pretty good sign. And you can still get the under 7.5 now at plus 100s, or you can lay some more juice at the 8. I'm sure you can find a couple other places as well, but I like them both. I like the under 7.5 at plus chicken too. No runs, no fun, a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, Crochet and Eflin in Baltimore today. The weather out there today, I feel like it's not really meant for runs around the area. Goots, you're more of a weatherman than me, but not too hot out there today, kind of cloudy, kind of muggy. Not the best weather for runs, I feel like, and that could only help.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, the way we scored runs on Monday was nickel and dime, and there was no home runs in that game. So, I mean, could get runs that way too. But the way the Orioles been trending, it's really good, really bad, really good, really bad. That's really how it goes. Win, loss, win, loss. So you're on the right trend here because we just won.
Oh, wow. Look at this. Sam Ellinger going to the Broncos.
Wow.
Like, why is that a notification?
League altering signing.
Slow day over there at ESPN today, I guess, right?
Sam Ellinger notifications. That was like a real notification that was set.
I'm geeking at Trent, copying and pasting that message. Sure we can. All right, let's swing it over to Jovan straight bets. I want to hear about him.
Let's talk about the Red Sox while we're here, because we already always have total already moving here.
Well, you want me to go? Hold on, let me go ahead and cake this first play, so it gives you a chance here. That first play is caked.
There you go. W Krabs. July bets in.
Sure.
But yeah, the Red Sox. Can you talk about the trend? I will gladly be on that side of the trend. And if we're talking about unders, I think it's going to be because Garrett Crochet goes out there and shoves. And I think we saw the start of it, but like the Red Sox offense is not going to be nearly as bad as it's been early on in the season throughout the entirety of it. They're going to get hot sometime soon. And they saw like a glimpse of it. You saw a glimpse of it in that first game against the Orioles. I don't know what the slow scheduling blip is or why that's lasted into the second series or whatever, but now you've had a little glimpse of it. Yeah. Now you're getting Zach Leffin, who I think matches up decently poorly against this team and against this lineup. And I think the perfect, medicine for a team in a little bit of an offensive slump is face the Orioles pitching staff right now, even though Eflin came out and had a pretty solid start. I don't think he's the worst of the bunch, obviously, but when you get into him and the rest of the bullpen, that is the medicine for any team that I think you can get. So I think they match up pretty well. I think Crochet dices up this lineup, maybe gives up a solo shot or two against this team, but I think this is where he gets a dominant start at. So give me the Red Sox.
Right. I don't disagree. I do think we get a gem out of him. I just like gems on both sides.
Sure.
Double gem.
Sure.
Double gem. But I cannot agree more. And I think we do get a vintage legendary Crochet outing today, even after getting paid against the O's. Can we get the Gootsy reports?
I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, this happens every year. It's like the offense is good one game and then terrible another game. So, I mean, I know that sounds really simple, but it happens all the time with the O's. But
what do we think? Because we know that whatever is sharp in the Orioles games never comes to fruition 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
What is the sharp play in this game today? Because I was kind of thinking it was the fucking O's. Barely plus chicken. Thought they'd be way more plus chicken against Crochet here, right? I thought they'd be another home. I know they're better so far this season, and they're getting some respect here at Camden as they should, Goots. But you wouldn't have been surprised to see them at plus 120, probably plus 130.
No, especially against Crochet. I mean, I would think squares would be clicking the Red Sox button because Crochet just got paid.
Yeah. The sharp play in this game, I think, is the O's, which means that the Red Sox are going to come through today because nothing makes sense in those games. It's crazy how that works.
Big Cheesy, right? I don't think Eflin is amazing pitcher, okay? But, I mean,
he's solid, though.
He's solid, and you can't deny that.
Yes.
So, we'll see.
Sure.
If the offense is hot, we're winning because we have a better offense.
Yep. I'm excited for this game today. I think we get a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. See how it goes. All right.
Sure.
We got some great afternoon baseball here, chat. Looks like we got Hunter Green already shoving, I bet. Jesus. Trying to
Immediate
jinx it.
single
Doing
by the
everything I
worst
can.
player in the lineup.
Doing everything I can over here, Jovan. Trying to give you a pulse.
You don't need to, Krabs, because Hunter Green is a much different sweat than Zach Gallen. Because he's going to have his strikeouts. He's like all of his runs are not going to be because he has traffic on the base paths. It's going to be because he's giving up like nobody out, 2 on, or nobody on, nobody out solo shots because he gives up hard contact.
Gotcha. All right, let's swing it around here, Gootsy. I got one more straight bet for the peeps, and we'll come back to that NBA play. How about a late night over? This one might take a little bit more of a sell job. Late night over involving Blake Snell. This would be a terrible time for him to enter chat. And to be honest with you, if he's somehow lurking in here, which if he's doing that on game day, I would be absolutely shocked. This is more of a fade on Elder, to be honest with you. A quail shit starting pitcher who I really don't know what the Braves are trying to do. He had one good half a season, ended up being an all-star, and I think they kept the wrong guy. They should have kept Soroka, and they ended up keeping Elder here, but that's a combo for another time, Jovan. Either way, though, Elder looked bad in the spring. He was getting mucked up. He had no command. I feel like the guy was just good for 2 months, and people are acting like he's, a good young arm. Bless his heart, he's not. I'm sure he's a great guy, and I'm sure he's working hard, but he's just not that good. And the Dodgers are 7-0. I can't get myself to fucking fade him anymore, Jovan, because, again, betting like that doesn't work in baseball. If it did, I would be so rich right now, we wouldn't be on BTL. Shit doesn't work in baseball. You can't just bet sharp 100% of the time. You got to work harder than that. Okay? But, Jovan, I'll tell you what, this Dodgers lineup, as square as it might be, they're putting up runs today against Bryce Elder. And I think Snell might give up 2 as well. We know it takes him typically a couple starts to begin the season to be in prime Cy Young Snell form, and maybe we can get another start out of him where he walks a guy or 2, or maybe 3 or 4 or 5, and maybe he lets in a run or 2, or maybe 3, and that's probably it because he's still him, and Blake Snell's probably not giving up more than that. But I think this is a sneaky over game. I like the over last night. We didn't get the over last night. The Braves offense, probably the biggest joke in baseball right now, so you're buying low on them against Blake Snell. Who wants to take this over? And Jovan, I thought it was weird seeing this over open up at 8.5 in the first place last night when I was going through the cards. I was shocked. I know it's the Braves lineup and the Dodgers lineup, but I was shocked to see the total at 8.5. I thought we'd see a 7.5 total potentially with how bad the Braves lineup has been and how good Blake Snell is. But I feel like this high total tells me one thing, one of 2 things. Either number one, Elder gets mucked up today, or we actually see both these offenses that we know are good actually show up at the same time in the same game for the first time this season. Either way, we're getting it over. Love runs in this late night game.
Sure. Yeah, total definitely is a little high. I'll agree with you on that.
Sure. Hell yeah. All right, you got an NBA play for the peeps.
Yeah, shout out the Rockets. Maybe
Talk about it.
The toughest watch I've ever seen, thankfully, because we were on the Lakers. But that game against the Lakers, if anybody watched it, especially like the first half of the game was some of the worst offensive basketball I have ever seen in my life. Not just the Rockets. The Lakers were going band for band with them. It took them like the entire quarter for the both of them to cross 20 points. It was really, really bad. So like coming back now, not they really looked really much better like in the second half of the game, but it was gradually better, but they ended up losing the game. Huge game, obviously, a little shorthanded, but now you get to face the Jazz, who have sneakily been like a little more competitive now, like playing decently close when they're massive dogs against some of these teams. But obviously with the Jazz, they're always the threat of them just starting nobody in this game like they have the last handful of games. And they've been really bad against some of the worst teams in the league as well. So like now they're coming off a game where they did happen to get a cover. They did play, the Hornets, ratchet team, covered as a dog. They also played the Rockets just a little bit ago. We're 13.5-point dogs, covered that game, barely lost by 11. Now I think you come back and you get reinvigorated Rockets offense. So, I'm not going to act like it's a super sharp play, super sharp sell job, but I think the Rockets put it together after that shit show of an offensive performance against the Lakers. Just blast the Jazz.
Sure. I could so see it. All right, maybe we get a fucking blowout in the association tonight. It's no Wizards plus 13 hammer play, but it'll do.
No,
in the association tonight, laying 17 against the Jazz. Okay. Yeah, the Jazz and the Wizards are having a good old-fashioned tank off right now, folks. If you've not been tapped in, you're missing out. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's one of the best battles we've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are legitimately trying to lose on purpose, as they should. And it's been pretty entertaining to watch. The Wizards playing too good, and then all of a sudden you see Jordan Poole randomly check out of a game, and he's got 30 points, and you're asking yourself, why the hell is he not in this game right now? I'll tell you why. Cooper Flag. They're trying their best, right? They're not going to get him. No way Slender Man walks out with one of those fucking Wizards-looking balls and gives Cooper Flag to DC. There's no shot. We know that. But they got to at least try, right? They got to try. And hey, I saw a graphic, W. Joshy. The Bulls made the play-in tourney, so they're not getting them. What other market is getting Cooper Flag? I don't know. Maybe it's as crazy as it sounds, Jovan. It might just be the Jazz, and they pair him out there with Filipowski and his former Duke teammates. That makes the most sense to me right this second.
That would set the culture back decades.
Yeah.
Filipowski and Flag in Utah. We'd be fucked, dude.
That might not be allowed. You're right. That might not be
Gotta
allowed.
be.
Maybe Philly? Maybe they
Yeah.
pair him with Embiid
The thing is,
give him
like,
a chance?
Yeah, like that would just never happen. That would be disaster.
What?
That would be shooting yourself.
It
in the
wouldn't
foot
work
if you're
out, but it
Philly.
could. I could see him trying.
I mean, that would be if the Sixers do that. That's just horrible. It's really bad.
Yeah. Pep Yoit locking in here. I know people were getting a little bit worried in the chat. I saw some base runners on, but people are splooging in the chat. Did he get out of that inning?
Got out of it with a K. Love that.
And a Churio nuke. I fucking bet, dude.
I'm sure. So certain. W. Reagan's turkey, though.
I bet. Could have used that yesterday, but you know what? We don't make the rules. We just try to follow them. Okay? Chat, we got a couple other things we're going to do today. Again, we don't have the PrizePicks squares yet for today, but we'll get those up on the Sharp Report graphic later this afternoon. Maybe now we could craft up some A-team and B-team lineups. Certainly not mind getting in the PrizePicks lab here and crafting up an A-team and a B-team. Chat, what do you guys think? You want to see us craft up some PrizePicks lineups or what?
It could be
you
the
want to
difference.
Lock in? Dude, I mean, have a fucking day, Jack Leiter. Jesus Christ. He looks great. He looks great, chat. Holy smokes. He looks great. This feels like a spot where Brandon Lau randomly goes deep for zero reason. Krabs, look at the Ohtani basis charts. Hey. I don't know if I have it in me to fade the Ohtani bases anymore, folks.
I mean, it's
because
green.
those just hit.
It's green every game. The chart.
Yeah.
Charts are stupid to use for Ohtani.
He just gets a hit every game. And it's usually a double. Or a nuke.
Stupid to use if it's green, stupid to use if it's red. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Shohei's off to the sides. But I'm down to talk about some goats. See how we can utilize some of these guys. Let's craft up a little A-team and B-team action here. Jovan, are there any squares that you have already labbed today or squares that you're in love with for today that you want to bring to the table before we start labbing?
I would love to talk some Nats with you. What you think is going to happen in that game? Some potential squares.
For their hitters?
I mean, really anything in that game. So it's a very odd game, I would say. That game's getting closer to a pick'em now with Easton fucking Lucas, dude. It's a little scary.
I mean, the Nats are rat shit.
I mean, yeah, really bad. Really bad.
They're on the roads. Their offense has been abysmal this season. What a joke. I like the under in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Lucas goes out there and pitches okay, to be honest with you, but I like the under in this game. You get Goat, Scratch, Gaussman, and the total doesn't move at all. Right?
Yeah. That is a little weird.
Thought that was kind of weird. No way we got a Trout nuke.
Wow, Trent on board.
There we go, Trent. Sure
Finally.
we can.
Finally.
Trout getting on the boards. Okay. I mean, yeah, Mackenzie Gore coming off a 61 fantasy score. Just incredible. He's also up there for 16.5 pitching outs. I mean, yeah, it's probably safe to say he won't be as effective or efficient. He won't have the shadows benefiting him as well, right? Because they're playing in the fucking dome. So,
Yeah.
I like the under. I probably like the Blue Jays full game, but Nats first 5. And I like James Wood because although he's facing a lefty, he's facing a lefty that throws a lot of four seams, and James Wood has some serious pop against lefties who utilize that four seam. And I would not be shocked if he takes Lucas Yaya in this game.
Sure. Being on that.
Skeens needs to dial in. Yeah, he does.
Keep him dialed out. 3-1 to Brandon Lau. Just throw it down the middle. He ain't hitting that. Actually,
I don't love any of
Turned out from
McKenzie's
yesterday.
squares. I mean,
Yeah, I
his
feel like
squares
this would be
indicate
a
he's gonna get
system
mucked
fade
up.
for any other pitcher, Krabs.
Yeah, but I don't know if any other pitchers is dialed in as McKenzie right now. I don't know if I want to get in the way.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's unhittable on opening day.
Yeah. He was actually unbelievable.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Now, is he going to replicate that on the roads? Probably not. Green's throwing 102. Okay.
I mean, it was damn near in the dirt, so you can throw 102 in the dirt any day of the week.
I will refrain from bringing up Hunter Green anymore. We'll just let that one splooge. Yeah, I'm surprised no Trent Spawnage with the Trout nuke. I'm with you, Boston Sports.
We're in Ninja.
Just in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I kind of like some of the Nats. I guess I like James Wood. I don't know if I really like anybody else against a lefty. I think it might just be James Wood, hit run RBI. I think he's hitting a nuke today. It's probably going to be a solo shot, but
serious talks need to be had about the Jake Mangum statue. Like,
you just get another
legitimate
hit?
conversations. Yes, he's just
No way.
He's him.
Holy smokes.
Literally Tony Gwynn.
I'll tell you what other squares I like on the board. I like Jamison Talion, less than 2.5 earned runs allowed against the Athletics today.
That I cannot get with you on that, Krabs.
Okay.
I can't. I think we need to have serious conversations about that stadium just being Coors.
Okay. What about Ben Lively, who's up for 2.5 earned runs allowed? The under's juicy on the books. He gave up 3 against Kansas City in his debut this season, and he's playing against the undefeated red-hot Padres, who can't stop mucking.
That one I could respect a little bit more. I could be in on that.
I mean, that one's ridiculous, bro.
That one is really ridiculous. Great pitching weather, though. It seems like there. Super cold, super windy in San Diego.
Yeah.
Add on to the park.
Yeah. If it's a little nippy out there right now, it definitely doesn't help the offense. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that Lively less than 2.5 earned run square I like. The Connor Gillespie, less than 2.5 earned run square as well for the Mets. Or against the Mets, excuse me, for the Marlins. That's a guy who people don't even know who that is. And he gave up 3 runs in that first start, I believe, this season against the Pirates. Now he's up there for 2.5 against the Mets. That looks like the easiest more than of all time.
Yeah.
And we got a Jake Burger bomb.
No. Somebody's asking for it, I guess.
No way we're requesting nukes in the chat.
In-spawns Trent for skiing strippage. Immediately timing out.
Krabs, Peep Eflin's K-Square super juice to go over on DK. Okay.
That was the quickest message deleting I've ever seen. Trent was lurking for that.
You like the Crochet less than 1.5 earned runs allowed?
Yeah, of course I do. I don't know. For him, I guess I would rather probably take K's, just because he's like very Hunter Green-esque, or like he's going to get a bunch of Ks, and maybe he gives up the 1 or 2 solo shots. And Josh Smith just took Hunter Green to the shed, brother.
Wow. 2-run nuke?
One run double, or RBI double.
Sure. All right.
Love that.
I like Crochet less than 1.5 earned runs. I like Gillespie less than 2.5 earned runs. I like Ben Lively less than 2.5 earned runs. I like the Elder more than 2.5 earned runs.
It's the whole earned run category, Krabs.
I'm trying to throw any option I can at you and see if any of them stick. I like Blake Snell more than 1.5 earned runs. Bless his heart. Probably leave that one out of the graphic, but what do we think? Any of those earned run squares that you like?
I can definitely get down with the one you didn't talk about that I kind of was looking at was Kyle Freeland. That was, one of the best Kyle Freeland performances I've ever seen, and part of that was because he was very fortunate, as was the Rays pitchers that pitched on these 2 days, but with the shadows right over home plate. And now he gets a Phillies team that's a lot better set up against lefties. And he has that 2.5 earned run square off after his legacy opening day performance. I wouldn't mind that. Fading him there. But I did like your Crochet angle and Lively angles too.
Just saw that double from your guy Josh Smith.
Yeah.
Peace. Sheesh.
Damn near got out.
Freeland pulled himself after 67 pitches because he was winded.
He was on a pitch count. It's opening day.
Big Cheesy said he's been to the A's park. Wow.
No, that stadium, we have to have legit conversations about that stadium just being Coors. So it's unbelievable.
Damn, Pepulit's lost? No way. He'll lock back in. All right.
So much time.
Well, why don't you take the lead on the lineups? I want to get the ball rolling on these puppies. Are there any other squares you like, Jovan, on the diamonds?
I wish they had more A's up, because I want to take some A's, dude. Just got blasted 2 games in a row. We know the stadium's Coors. Trent's doppelgangers on the bump. I think they're scoring runs at the very least. So, and I really don't want to fade Springs, even though I think he gives up some too. So, staying away from the Cubs side. They have Lawrence Butler and Brent Rooker up. Butler's been kind of cold, but now he gets Tyone, who has a big-time lefty problem, always has. I would not mind getting in on Lawrence Butler.
Lawrence Butler going yard, chat saying, sure.
Goat.
He's only got a fantasy score up there, but it's pretty reds.
I would take fantasy score for him anyway, because steals are involved.
Cool. Lawrence Butler, folks.
Goat.
What else you like? You like anybody on the Rockets tonight in the NBA?
On the Rockets, I have not peeped those squares, but being that it's a 17-point spread that I am hoping they cover, probably not the best square targets.
Damn, they got live MLB squares up now too during these games.
Did they really?
Yeah, strikeouts. They got demons and
Wow.
goblins live too. I'm impressed. They got a lot of
Wow.
squares up there.
It's kind of live.
What do you guys
Love
think,
that.
Chad? I need some more squares. I need some more options. What do you guys like? Throw them out in the chat. Let me
Aaron
know. I want to
Spaces?
see them. Let me know. I want to see them. Any options in the chat? Drop them that we can realistically use. Let me know. Carlos Correa. Yeah, that combo needs to be had. It does. He's
Bad
up
player.
there. Completely read it out. What do you think about that one? You want to stay off?
Yeah, I just don't feel like catching the knife with the Twins. Twins are really bad.
Okay.
Surprised you haven't said anything about the Eugenio Suarez half base square.
Is that up?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm hurt from that under in that game last night.
I'll mention this. You might like this, you might not, but Heliot Ramos has been one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball to start their season, and they just
Yeah.
moved him up to lead off. He has a hit run RBI up. It's green. That's
Big
my
generational fade.
Dudes, I like where your head's at, man. I just
mean,
don't know if I can click that button.
yeah. Well, I'm just mentioning it. He's on my fantasy team, so I hope he doesn't do bad. But they
He's
moved him
been-
up to lead off. Could
He's been
mess some
tweaking.
shit up. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm surprised they're moving him around if he's doing so well. I've never understood that. Krabs, Jackson Morrell, new 9-year deal. I took him hit run RBI. Yeah, Pega, good for the Maryland kid. I'm not in a rush to take him after he just got paid, but I like the kid.
Just went yard last night too, didn't he?
He did go yard last night. He's so good at baseball.
Really good.
Why aren't we taking Lindor fantasy with that 1.5 hit run RBI goblin? We could.
Yeah, I mean we could. Could live without it.
I'll tell you who I don't know if I could live without. Actually, let me see if I have the square up.
Let me hear it.
Huh. Devers.
Devers. In this economy?
I'm kind of blown. I wanted to take him to get a walk. And he's been walking a lot. So I don't know if that's the move necessarily. Because he still has 4 walks, and that's the one thing he has been doing. He's getting walks.
Right. Probably not.
Rito likes his fantasy
choice.
score.
Rito just says every Red Sox player is free.
He also doesn't even have a fantasy score square up.
Yeah, what are we talking about, man?
When will you learn, Crabber? Yeah, lobster bets. Keep me in line, brother. Did he say Devers? Yes. But I like his walk square, chat. Might be a little too green, though. What about Vlad against Gore? Think I'm saying anything bad about Gore after that start, Big Cheesy. You're on crack. Krabs check Derek White 3s. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's moving needle, but I certainly don't want to take the less than on Derek White 3s. Any other squares?
I'm looking through right now. Let's see if we have anything.
Christian Campbell with the Sox just signed an 8-year extension. No way. Sheesh. Ellie double off the
Sox trying to
wall.
be
There
the
we
Braves.
go. Fuck yeah, Ellie. Atta boy. Atta boy. Let's tie this puppy up, please. And it was a 2-out double, I bet.
Jeez.
Carpenter against Castillo.
Probably don't want to take anything offense related in that game, being that you're on the under.
Mm-hmm.
Don't need that. Nick Martini, GOAT. Imagine he goes yard off of Wheeler. That would be cinemas. Where's your head at on the total in this Yankees game again, Krabs?
I mean, I like the under, but I think I'm done taking unders in Yankees games because they're cheating and because they have juicy baseballs, and I'm done losing money on it.
Well, I mean, Eugenio Suarez took the game over, but I mean, the reason the Yankees scored half of their runs was because Josh Naylor overthrew an underhand toss
I saw that
to the
play.
pitcher.
Don't you
So,
worry.
I mean, I wouldn't be too shy, especially with the total going down again. I mean, not again, but going down to 7.5. Just crazy.
I was shocked by that Naylor play too, chat. He's usually pretty fucking solid over there. Shit throw.
Really should throw.
Can't make mistakes at first base, man. There's no excuses. It's not that hard. You can't be
Especially
throwing the
one
ball
like
over the fucking.
that.
Can't be throwing the ball 10 feet over the pitcher's head.
Can't. Simply can't.
At least stealing bags. Let's go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
No, it really doesn't matter because I think he stole third, right?
Yeah, he already had a double, so.
Yeah.
Can we bring him home, please, chat? Please. Yeah, and the juice is moving towards the over in that game too, Jovan, the Yankee game. Seeing some 8s aloof. I don't love that. Leiter looking a little tired. Interesting, Nate.
Krabs, you look like you need another celebrity AB rec softball game.
Yeah, I would love that.
When are we pulling one of those out?
I got to go hit the fields and start asking random people if I can play in their games.
What about back in Castillo, Krabs, his fantasy score?
Luis?
Yeah, you like that under? Probably a less square angle than just back in Skubal with the highest fantasy pitcher score I've ever seen. So
Look at that chart too, Goots. Why don't you pull that
yeah, I
up
mean
real
it's
quick?
only one start from this year, but yes. Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Luis Castillo more than fantasy score, 34.5.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the difference.
Does that have the Jovan cosign?
I could get down with that.
We have our second square, folks. We got Lawrence Butler and we got Luis Castillo involved. Damn, F1's fantasy score looking pretty high.
W scripts for unders. Is that economy?
I feel like we got to take one of the guys who's been struggling, whether it's Devers, whether it's Correa.
Does Butler not fit that? I feel like he kind of could fit. Has been great. I really don't want to take Devers, being that we both like the underscript in the game.
Okay. We take James Wood, hit run RBI.
See that I could be in on. Very in on.
Okay.
We have to take some sort of Freeland fade, Krabs. Has to be done.
Pull them up.
I know there's probably one square that catches your eye if you were to go into the walks category for comfort.
Yeah. And why is that total so low in the game, dudes?
It's the
Is it
Rockies.
just going to be 6-0?
Probably, yeah. Just might.
Right? I'm pulling up Freeland's props on the books. Under 1.5 walks is insanely juicy.
You would think. I mean, I kind of like his earned runs better anyway.
Yeah, that's juicy to the over.
Seems kind of odd. I guess big dog, but 7 total.
Just fade Judge and call it a night. Z-Shrek is saying, sure. All right, you want to take his more than 2.5 earned runs allowed?
Very down.
Freeland. And Gates, if you need, I'm typing this out on the bottom of the outline. Okay. We could. I mean, this fucking Jack Leiter more than 2.5 earned run squares just simply not hitting. So we could take that Pablo Lopez less than hits allowed square and get that involved in here.
That game starts like right now, doesn't it? Or is that still delayed?
Starts in 25 minutes.
Is that official or is it still like pending time wise?
It's just the PrizePicks timer. Let me check the weather guy.
Keep Twins account potentials.
Let's see.
I don't see any update. Said they intend to play it once weather
Sounds
allows.
like it might be a little bit.
Sounds like it might be a little bit of wait. We're not playing at all.
Yeah. Maybe stay away from that one.
Yeah, we can leave that. Leave that be.
We got that Jordan run back up there. Gotta be kidding me.
Back up there against the Giants kind of bullpen game, but not really, because Roop is somewhere in the middle. For the Sox game, probably did not get tarps out. They got a little half tarp on the infield with the patchwork other ones like they put out the other day. Hilarious.
What do you guys think, chat? You guys have any other squares you like? Clay Holmes fantasy?
Really tough day for some squares with all the pitchers that are on the bump.
I kind of like Clay Holmes more than pitching outs. Especially
Clay
after everybody
pitching
took
outs.
him on opening day. He's up there for a weird ass 15.5. It's minus 125 to the over. I don't know why that would be the case. The guy's literally a reliever. He's never thrown 15 innings in his entire life. I mean, he's going against the Marlins, which helps, I guess, but
Definitely helps, yeah.
they've been no slouch, though.
Yeah, they've been a pesky team. especially against righties.
4-2. I like that pitching outs square.
You're getting all that. Let me see. I don't feel like, I mean, they probably didn't use anybody too important yesterday. Yeah, only Kranik pitched. Bullpen's pretty rested.
Do you not want to take that one then?
I mean, what about his fantasy?
Be a good pivot.
What's your
Would
thoughts
be
on
down
that
to
game?
take that as well. I think he pitches well, and I think the Marlins lose, and I think the Mets muck him up a little bit.
There we go.
Anybody else have one more square? Right now, I got Lawrence Butler fantasy score, Freeland more than earned runs allowed, and Clay Holmes more than fantasy score. And then I've got Luis Castillo more than fantasy score, and James Wood more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That's first 5 square up. The Jen saying.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it.
I mean,
I just don't know if I would pinhole them the first 5. If you're talking about the Marlins.
We're doing 2 3-pieces, Captain Slim. 2 5Xers, okay? Yeah, Marlins bullpen sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. Not good at all. Little tax as well. Just a tad.
Dude, you got any squares you like on the diamonds? Wouldn't mind an NBA play either.
Love a Goots POD in this economy.
Well, that's Castillo.
See, I would also love an NBA square. The problem is 80% of the games, the spread is like 2 touchdowns or more, which kind of sucks. Are there no Cubs or A's batters? We do have an A's batter quite literally in there.
I don't know why Tony Tater's looking at me.
No way he's looking at you.
I can tell you what square is fucking hidden is
Right
Mackenzie Gore 1.5 walks allowed more than, but
wow,
it's a gob. So that square's
garbage.
turning green now. If you're into that type of thing, Mackenzie Gore is walking 2 guys.
Sneak garbage.
He's walking 2 guys. Vlad, I don't know if it's Vlad, Captain Slim.
Good history against McKenzie. That's why people like it.
Yeah, that's why he's all over the feed again. Looks like 2 days ago.
Damn, Gallon's up for 2.5 walks allowed.
Yeah, I mean, he's a walk machine now since the middle of last year. I think he walked 3 or 4 in that first start, too. He was really bad.
We need one more square, chat. Tell me why Gore's only up for. I mean, yeah, Jay Terrier. If you look at PrizePicks and if you read PrizePicks, it looks like Mackenzie Gore is not making it out of the first inning, is what it looks like.
I think we might get the first Tony Tater today.
Really?
Tony Tater.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, stay up here for a second, talk some squares. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. I mean, we need Krabs here for this. He's not going to want to put it in there. But, I mean.
Absolutely not, dude. I know he's not going to put that in there.
I think we might get it.
I mean, we actually might get it.
We might get it.
Which would be hilarious.
Andres Jimenez has also been Barry Bonds.
Legit Barry Bonds.
Get 2 nukes against the Orioles.
Yeah, he's actually him. I wish it was not lefty. I could consider it.
Don't mind Larnick either, but it's bias.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of goated.
He
Polar
kills
bear, we get it.
righties.
You do not have to spam in the chat every single 2 seconds. We understand your position. Same with all fans of teams that have been spamming the same shit for the entire hour of the stream. Let's relax.
Correa, I don't think he's gotten a hit yet. He's up for a hit run RBI.
Yeah, that game just might never start though, which is the problem.
It's also true.
That's why we
Walner.
kept. I forget which Pablo Lopez square he had in there,
Yeah.
but we kept that out.
If we can get Krabs on tongue taters, that's my
I just
Let me
don't
look
know
at
that he's
Santan, the man.
ever gonna get there.
it's my nomination.
Look, he probably gets a walk. I don't know why I'm obsessed with taking people to get walks today.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't verbally say he's going to piece up Mackenzie Gore. And I think Mackenzie might
Understandable.
look a little more wild today. If he struggles, it's because it's commands. And it's because that 1.5 walks demon squares up there.
Yeah, so he throws a meatball and Tony takes it deep.
Krabs put foot down and fade Judge. It's not worth it, Shrek. Just fade Gore. It's that simple. Don't let Krabs bias get in the way of the green. Yeah, we could put Mackenzie Gore less than fantasy score in here. That's fine. We could put it in there. Literally has a starch shirt on. It's always Tater. Yeah. I am wearing the Starch Madness shirt that was supposed to be here for Vegas, but did not get here in time.
Starch madness. Legit starch.
To bonus points.
I was gonna say Krabs could dip into the Wizards.
They've just been benching people, man.
Yeah. Could be good though for some of the guys on the board. Like anybody not named Poole.
People are acting like AJ Johnson's the next Kyrie Irving, so
He is kind of him. Sneakily Krabs. Just sneaky him. Good back him. You also could. I don't know these injury reports off the top of my head, but I know Jamal Murray and I believe Michael Pork did not play yesterday for the Nuggets. I would be probably a little surprised if off of double OT 50 plus minutes that Jokic was active today. And I would assume those guys would be back and shooting like Pork. Would not mind
give me a
that at all.
square.
I'm looking at them right now. Just want to see. I'm trying to check any sort of reports that like for sure indicate that they're up and moving and playing.
I mean, 50.5 PRA, just seeing that number is just ridiculous.
It's crazy. It just 60-point triple-double, 50-something minutes last night. I would be surprised. Even if Jokic like actually plays, I would assume the run's a little shorter, and Murray and Pork didn't play yesterday.
Yeah.
So a lot of these lines are cooked into that. So, I mean, if Jamal Murray plays and Jokic doesn't, or he's on some sort of limit, I don't know how he wouldn't be Pork.
No shot attempts. That's so beat. No field goal attempt square for Jamal.
Yeah. I don't know if you need it.
And then the
if he
Keel
sits.
Walker type square. I don't know if those exist. Those don't grow on
Those
trees.
might exist. Those might exist.
Whatever square you want to put in, I'm down for. Close this puppy out. Final Infinity Stone. Is it Jamal Murray after getting gassed up and talked about on the third stream yesterday? With the kid comparing the Loyola Chicago situation, the Jamal Murray vid?
Dude, that hit, I didn't even look at that. Did he get his points?
I don't think it did. I think he went 0 for 5 from 3 to start the game. Des
No.
Watson.
That's
Can somebody
rat
confirm how many points Des Watson had yesterday?
meat.
Because I saw him go 0 for 5 from the field to start the game. It was crazy.
That's rat piss.
He had 10. Yeah, he didn't even hit it.
Oh my god, that's
Damn.
unbelievable. Unbelievable, dude.
Is it Jamal Murray?
I would love for it to be Jamal Murray. I just don't want to get stuck with him not playing. If that ends up being the case, and they just sit him too and just say fuck it.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
if he
we stick
plays,
with the baseball
he's gonna
square
get
then
porked,
on
dude.
something that's not going to get ruled out.
Yeah.
We could circle back to crochet. I'm giving a lot of pitchers, but that's that's my bread and butter.
It's also a very pitcher heavy slate today.
I wouldn't mind going crochet fantasy score or less than walks allowed or less than 1.5 earned run.
I think we just go
I
fantasy
like all three
score
of
for
those.
taking crochet.
You want to just go fantasy score?
Yeah, can't take his K's out of the equation.
There we go, folks. We got 2 lineups. I'll drop these puppies in the chat. Okay. And I will lock them in once we get the squad ride up and moving here. Because we got to get that poll going. Goodsy, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and transition and get that squad ride poll up and moving as we get a sub bang coming in from plays from J, W Subby, and W Squad Ride. I want to see that damn train moving. Sure we can. All right, chat. Let's lock in. I'm putting the link to the A team and the B team plays in the chat. I'll drop the actual links to them when I lock them in, but let's lock in and find some winners for today's squad rides. Jovan, I don't know how you're feeling about that Braves and Dodgers over late night tonight, but for some reason, I'm just seeing runs.
It's not my favorite,
Braves
but I can
bats
tip cap to it.
Waking up.
I can tip cap to it. Squad ride got locked in. Ooh, we just went on a streak. Literally right before this, and we're bitching. But it's not my favorite, but if you like it, I can get in with it.
Yeah, let's put that puppy in here. Let's go Braves, Dodgers over 8. Are we putting the Red Sox in this puppy, or does it start too soon? Yeah, it starts in plenty of time.
That's a regular time start. Down to get the Red Sox up and moving.
Yeah. Sorry, Goots. I know. Goots, you have a straight bet you love today besides fading that one?
Most of mine were early. Like I like the Royals. It's already going. I kind of like the Nats. And then, yeah.
Let's go quality over quantity 2 plays.
Sure.
A lot of early starts today. Don't want to force. I like that NBA play, but I don't know if I love it enough to, put it in here and you're scaring me a little bit with the NBA. And we're in that time where these games just don't really matter that much. It scares me a little bit.
For the most part.
Let's go 2 plays, 2 winners. All-time shit square from me yesterday, Steel City. That's on me. On Jose Barrios. Got to be better.
First time.
Got to know my team better.
Sorry, Chad. I accidentally just put Red Sox, not ML. You know what it is.
Yeah, they know it's good. 2 plays, 2 winners, chat. Get involved. Do we have confirmation on Trent's game plan for this afternoon?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Chat, we got a sweat starting up right after this in the next minute. Okay, so stick around. We got a Trent and Co. sweat stream for all day baseball starting up here in a couple minutes. But Ratitude swings at everything. I know, Lobster. You must have not won that much as a kid if you're rubbing in your 1 win this week. I'm happy for you, my man. Good to see you get one. Chat, get involved. 2 plays,
No way,
2
Beavs
winners to
into
choose
bitching.
from.
Beeve, dude.
2 plays, 2 winners.
Blame Trent for ducking. 2K, man.
2 plays,
Actual
2 winners. You got the over in the late night game, Braves and Dodgers, and you've got the Red Sox on the ML. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get involved. Get involved. Okay? Get involved. 2 plays, 2 winners. Big bad. That's an over every week. 2 plays, 2 winners. Fuck y'all saying Twins ML. Hey, Beeve, is your guy Carlos Correa getting off the schneid today? Let me know. Let me know. All right, chat. This one's going down to the wire here. What's it going to be?
Probably going to be an intentional tie.
Nah.
Wow. Chat's
We got an
smart as
over late
nah.
night. We got an over late night. Nobody wants to fade Goots. W stream. W stream. Can't fade Goots in this economy. We appreciate you guys getting involved. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Stick around for the MLB Sweat stream starting up